I think it's an acknowledgement that a rate cut probably wouldn't have helped that much. China has a massive debt problem. And when you have a huge debt problem, when someone's extremely indebted, cutting rates on a future loan that they're never going to take is worthless, right? I mean, when you think about the scale of China's debt problem, their bank assets, that's how many loans they have, 54 trillion at the end of 2022. They have a smaller economy than the United States, and bank loans in this country are 23 trillion, roughly half. When you have that much debt, the question that China faces is how are they going to handle it? Are they going to have a full-on debt crisis, or are they going to have a big balance sheet recession like Japan had, which means you wait for years and years for people to pay off as they extend and pretend, and when people are paying off old loans that aren't that good or are getting restructured, they don't have money to do other things, like buy a car or do whatever they would do with that money. So
I mean, they're in a heap of trouble.
They're in a heap of economic trouble.
And a couple of things. So we need them to do better for the global economy.
Pillaged, right?
Right. We need them to do better. But then again, what does it mean? She's still popular. No one's saying that he's not. But, you know, the economic story was part of his, you know, what he could rest his laurels on. And that's clearly not
800 million people that they brought out of poverty in China.
But, so what does that mean, Taiwan?
Oh, in terms of what they
he's
do?
going to mess with it. I mean, he's going to do things based on this that aren't economically related to keep his profile high. And I don't know what that means. Balloons, farmland, South China Sea, Taiwan.
I think a lot of it depends on how they handle their debt situation, right? Because when you have this debt situation, you can't use that money for other things. Do they do restructurings for all of their local governments?
You don't think it makes them more aggressive on the world stage?
I think it's very hard to know what Xi Jinping is thinking. There's a lot of Xi thought out there, but if you've read it consistently for the last 10 years since he's come to power, which is what I've done. Remember, I used to be your chief international correspondent. I paid very close attention to everything he said. But you don't know what he thinks. Some days he's really supportive of a market economy, and then other days, he's a total statist.
He owns this because two or 3 years ago, he pulled in, you know, he reversed a lot of the Deng Xiaoping
I think that's sort of as soon as he came in.
This is where you end up. But if he doesn't have bragging rights on the 6-7% GDP that they already have, what's he got? He's not helping.
Right.
How many people are left? Becky mentioned 800 million out of poverty.
800 million more to go.
800 million more to go.
Yeah.